Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our YouTube Live Trending Thursday. Good afternoon. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always glad to be here. Love Trending Thursdays. If you can hear me and everything is good and Joey's doing his job, you should be able to hear me. Type a VV Nation in the room. That's what I call all my VectorVest people. All my people who are part of our YouTube live channel, you are all known as VV Nation. Stand up, be proud. Let me hear you. Let me see you stream that across my screen. Everybody can see everybody's chat. So put that in the room. Let me know that everything is good. I love my VV Nation. You guys are awesome. I love that you guys are supporting our social media. Tagging me on Instagram and on Twitter. So, man, I just started up those, and I'm getting a lot of followers already. And I put a lot of things in there throughout the day. If you're looking for me on either Twitter or on Instagram, look for Glenn Tompkins Jr. Glenn Tompkins, G-L-E, 2 N's, no H in Tompkins, Tompkins. And using that all together with trying to promote the VectorVest social media, it all works hand in hand. All right, so I am so glad that you're all here. For those of you who are brand new, what is Trending Thursday? Well, Trending Thursday is all about finding newsworthy stocks, making the news. We use the power of the VectorVest software to analyze those stocks and give you some guidance. Are those good stocks to get into? Or maybe some of them may be stocks that you may not want to get into at this particular point in time, but they are making the news. Now, I need you guys to do me a favor, okay? I want you guys to put this link for this stream on your social media. I am trying to grow this tremendously, and you guys can help me to do that. Just to let you know, we get on average about 5,000 views. I want to see for our next week coming up if we can get 6,000 plus views. Number 2, we are podcastable. That's a good word, isn't it, Joey? Or is it Glenism? We are also on podcasts, so you can go to any podcast medium you want to. Look for Trending Thursday. Look for Trending Thursday, and you can podcast. You can listen at any time you want to the podcast. Share that with your friends as well. All right, so with that being said, thank you all for being here. I'm going to give a little hands off to you. I have my own soundboard. My producer, say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
Joey is my producer. He's the guy in the background, sitting in the background. One day you're going to get to see him. We're going to see. Joey says no. One day we're going to get to see him. How about this? We got a lot of people in the room. If I'm going to put this out there, I'm going to set a number high, though. If we can get 500 likes today, I'm going to get Joey on the screen. 500 likes, we will get Joey on screen today. So with that, let's go see if we can make that happen. I'm setting the bar way high. As someone typed in the room, Jay, type mug. If you look below this video, we do have a VectorVest store, and you can buy your very own VectorVest mug. All right, so take advantage of that. So
there's also the face mask in there too.
There's a face mask? What face mask? We got a face mask? We got a VectorVest face mask in there? Wow, I didn't know that. We have a VectorVest face mask so that you can do what needs to be done to stay politically correct. Put a VectorVest mask on. Stop typing mug. Why are they typing mug in the room, Joey? I'm not giving away a mug today. Well, maybe if I get 600 likes, I'm going to give away 2 mugs. How about that? All right, if I get 600 likes, I'm going to give away 2 mugs. But if I get 500 likes, I'm going to get Joey on screen. All right, so let's get right into it. Every week we start off the session with market timing. Why? Because market timing is the most important thing when investing in the stock market. The market's got to be moving in your direction, or better yet, you need to be investing on the right side of the market, and we use the VectorVest software to help us to determine where the market is. How everybody's typing mug. Stop doing that. Don't type mug. Well, in order to win the mug, you gotta have to type mug in the room, I guess. All right. Well, we got to get to 600 likes first.
Mr. Consulting typed face mask.
Why did you type face mask? If you want a face mask, you can purchase a face mask. All right. So we always start off with market timing. Let's get into the software and let's take a look at what's going on our homepage. For those of you who are brand new, once again, thank you for joining us. And if you do not have access to the VectorVest software, Joey's going to type a link in the room. If you like what you see and you want to take a trial out to VectorVest, 99 cents for 30 days. Joey put the link in the room. Click on that. All right, click on that. And before we get started, if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel, especially if this is your first time here. Support the channel, especially if you like the content. Support the channel by liking, subscribing, and what's the last thing? Comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you, Joey. Joey keeps me in line. So we're looking at the home page. The VectorVest software is unique in that we can help you determine what's going on in the market at any given time. At any given time. So looking at this home page, we can see what all of the major indices are doing today. We have a mixed market. The NASDAQ is slightly up. Earlier this morning, everything was down and down kind of big. But now the NASDAQ is bringing the market to a point of a mixed market, up about 0.5%, where the Dow is down almost 1%. The S&P is down about 0.3% combined, and our VectorVest composite is down 30.3% or 0.3%. What is the VectorVest composite? Well, that's the indicator that we use to time the market. Today, we're tracking 8,214 stocks, and the VectorVest composite is looking at an indexed arithmetic average of all of those stocks. Today, that arithmetic average is trading at $49.21. How cool is that? You've got over 8,200 stocks being tracked in one indicator, and we track that indicator, the VVC, for market timing purposes. Now, we can see we have a mixed market. Let's move over to our color guard. This is the place to be to understand how to manage your existing positions. Use the color guard like a traffic light. When you get to a yellow light, what do? Slow down. And if you don't slow down, you stand the chance of running into a red light and smashing into a car. Joey has done that many times, right, Joey? Absolutely. All right, so this is a great indicator to let you know, if nothing else, slow down in the market. Don't panic sell. The market's down today. Never panic sell. Have a plan in place. Always know when to buy, what to buy, when to sell. That's your trading plan. And go according to your trading plan to help you to make the right decisions. A lot of yellow in the color guard right now tells me it's a time to still be cautious. But we've been with the preponderance of yellow for a while. So let's take this even a step further. As we look at the mixed market today, as we look at the yellow in the color guard, a lot of it, what's making the market do what it's doing? And understand that the market has a mind of its own. You can't outguess the market, because each time you do, the market will definitely humble you. All right, so keep that in mind. Let's go out to our first story. Our first story starts with the market overview. What's making the market move? Now, keep in mind, there's three things that move markets globally: earnings, interest, and inflation. As long as earnings are good, companies are making money, they can hire more people, they can give people raises, they can invest in R&D, all of those things. And once you do that, you're putting money back into the economy, right? So earnings is the biggest mover of a market. The other two things are interest and inflation. Now, the Fed, I always talk about stories about what's going on with the Fed. The Fed's job is to make sure that jobs are in play, that we have a working economy, working people, and that interest rates and inflation are kept under control. So, interest is a bad guy compared to earnings. Earnings is the good guy, interest and inflation are the bad guys. When interest is up, people have to pay more money when they borrow money. Takes money out of your pocket. When inflation is up, you pay more for goods. Takes money out of your pocket. Takes money out of the economy. So the Fed's job is to make sure that interest and inflation are under wraps. Well, let's take a snapshot of what's going on. Earnings. Well, earnings may not be so good so far this quarter, but we'll keep our eyes on that. Interest rates still at historic lows. So good time to borrow money and pay back at a lower interest rates, but that's good for the economy. And inflation, well, they say that inflation is in line. Well, let me tell you a little something. When I go to the store, I'm spending a little bit more money for my goods, so I'm thinking inflation is becoming a problem. Taking all of that in mind, let's see what the Fed's saying. The Fed meeting to deliberate on when to roll out policy details. So the Fed policy is what helps to keep the economy either floating or below water. And the Fed has done everything that they can to keep our economy as strong as it can be. If you look globally, most countries are in recessionary periods. Well, overall, we are in a bear market scenario, but still, we have one of the strongest currencies in the global market. People are still looking to us, and the Fed's job is to try to keep that going. So they're understanding what they're going to do with their policy details. The Fed had a meeting this week. What did they say? That they're moving more from a policy of trying to stabilize the economy to being more accommodative. That's good for the economy. But keep in mind, the economy is running, the market is running, but the market's getting tired. And the Fed's job trying to bolster the economy and bolster from the economy to the market, which they are two different things, bolster the economy and the market. Man, the market's saying at some point in time, it's not an if, but it's going to be a when the market does get tired. When is it going to happen? We will keep our eyes on that. But Fed policy is really being dictated by what's going on with the coronavirus, the pandemic. All right, so doing what's going on within the pandemic, within the coronavirus, will definitely put a big spin on what the policy details are. Another thing, the Fed extends emergency lending programs by 3 months. What does this mean? The Fed is doing everything that it can to keep companies working. All right, besides that, Congress is doing everything that it can to keep companies working and to keep the unemployed people with some money in their pockets to be able to pay bills. So the next stimulus plan is coming out. What's going to be in it? It's a lot of ambiguity of what's going to be in it right now. They're thinking about taking the $600 that they're giving a month for unemployment extra and dropping it down to $200. They may be still giving out checks or direct deposits for $1,200, but only now for people who are making $40,000 or less. There's a lot of scuttlebutt going around what's going to happen. We won't know until it's finalized as to what's going on. Now, another thing, jobless claims came out this morning. Jobless claims remain stubbornly steady at 1.4 million. That's the second week in a row that jobless claims are above 1.1 million. And look at this. The total job losses over the past 16 weeks are now 56 million people. That's a lot of people out of work, which is about 34% of the U.S. workforce. So keep in mind that coronavirus hit. Keep in mind that we tried to do a soft reopening. We had a resurgence in coronavirus cases. People are backing off again. And as they back off, companies are still cutting back on hours for employees. So a lot of things are being done to help the people within the economy and help the companies who employ the people within the economy. And just keep in mind that the Fed spigots are wide open to help bolster the economy. So let's take this news. Let's go back into the software. And every week we create a watch list of the stocks that we want to see or stocks that are making my news story. So let's go to the Viewers tab. We're going to go to the Viewers tab and we're going to go to the Watchlist viewer. And again, for those of you who do not have a VectorVest subscription, Joey's going to put the link in there again. It gives you access to the software, 99 cents for 30 days. I'm going to go to my Trending Thursday folder, and let's go find 730. These are the stocks that we're going to cover today. We're going to cover a total of about 18 stocks today. And the first two stocks we're going to look at are for the market. For those of you who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software, we're going to look at this staple, the S&P 500. That's a good guide to let you know what's truly going on in the market, 500 of the best stocks or better stocks within the market. And then we're going to also look at our VectorVest composite for those people who are subscribers to the VectorVest software. Remember, this is one indicator that tracks the move of over 8,200 stocks. That's huge. All right, now that they're both highlighted, notice that the Spiders has a buy, the VectorVest composite has a hold. Let's go right-click on these two stocks and view the stock graph. As we pull that up, here's the Spiders, and I always like to look at a 3-month graph because earnings happens every quarter. I want to make sure that the earnings picture is captured within my graph. As I look at the S&P 500, prior to the last couple of days, it bounced off a level of support at 299.30, hit a new high on 723, which was a 3-month high, and for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, it's been moving sideways. Now, the market is looking for a top. I'm going to show you that in a second. But look at that. Down, up, down, back and forth, which is a great characteristic of a market that's looking toppy. I'm going to move this over for a second. That's one. That's the S&P 500. Let's use what we use here in VectorVest. Here we are. Same kind of scenario, down, down, up, down, up, down. The market is at a level of resistance, which is a high of $49.45. But we have an indicator as a VectorVest subscriber, which will tell you when the market is truly looking for a top. That indicator is known as the MTI. I'm going to add that parameter, capital appreciation. Oh, I'm looking at the VVC. I got to do this a little differently. Let's go. I'm going to add a new. I'm going to put this on a market timing graph. Same scenario, except for this is still looking at the VVC, but just overall market timing graph. There's that MTI, our market timing indicator. When this indicator gets to a level of about, gets to a level of about 1.5 to 1.6, the market is looking for a top. I'm going to draw a line here at about 1.5. And someone said to me earlier this morning that, hey, are we looking for a top? And I'm going to be saying that we've been looking for a top for a minute. All right, look at this level. When the market gets to the level of about 1.5 to 1.6, the market's looking for a top. How about this? The market's still been running. As the market is looking for a top, what's going to happen? The market's going to get tired, and at some point in time, it will pull back. Now, if you are a VectorVest subscriber, within our nightly information, we tell people that currently we are in a case 8 bear market scenario. Without me getting deeper into that, take a trial, 99 cents, where you'll get all the updated information about, from a market timing perspective, what's really, truly going on. All right, so the market is moving. The market is looking for a top. Could this be the entree to a real bear market? Well, we'll see. Remember, we are in a case 8 bear market scenario. What should you be doing right now? If you're still long in the market, you should be tightening stops. Am I telling you that it's time to sell stocks short yet? Let the market come to you. Let the market break through some level of resistance. How about this? Here's our last high, sitting at about $48.56. Let me make that a little darker for you. How about we wait to see if the market can break down through that level before we're ready to say that it's time to sell stocks short? As the market's moving sideways, this is a great time to limit your losses. Take some wins when you can, but limit your losses and tighten stops on the stocks that you currently own. All right, with that, do I have any questions, Joey? Joey says, I have no questions. So either I confused you or I did a great representation of what's really going on in the market and how to trade it. As you're seeing the markets moving sideways moving markets normally mean it's a trader's market. On a trader's market, you play the up days on the up days, play the down days on the down days. If you're a longer term investor and you don't want to get into that game, tighten your stops in the stocks that you own right now. All right, let's close out of that graph. I want to close out of that graph. Let's get to our next story. Coronavirus. Coronavirus is my next story. Every week, I have stocks dealing with coronavirus. Why? Because coronavirus stocks companies are looking for a vaccine. And just to let you know, there's a couple of companies that are actually in phase 3 trials. What does that mean? That means they're starting to inject people with an antivirus or a vaccine. Man, now I'm figuring that we should be cautiously excited about that. They didn't have a lot of time to come up with this vaccine. We have fast-tracked these companies in coming up with a vaccine. So normally the FDA makes sure you go through a long, lengthy process before you can get to phase 3. But we're already at phase 3 for a couple of companies. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Pfizer and BioNTech pick a vaccine candidate. Announced yesterday that they were moving their mRNA vaccine candidate forward into phase 2/3 trials. Any hint or appearance of secrecy will be toxic here. Let's have all the clinical data for every candidate and have the decision-making process be as open as possible. So those are 2 stocks that are getting into the phase 2, phase 3, and these are companies. You know something? You need to keep this in mind. This company that hits the vaccine is going to go off like nobody's business.
Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I want y'all to listen. That's right. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? The company that makes the first vaccine available to people is going to go astronomically off the chart. So just keep that in mind. All right. So Pfizer and BNTX are a couple of stocks that we're going to look at. Another one, my favorite one, still is Moderna. I've been hot and heavy on Moderna since early in the coronavirus craze, all right? Vaccine shows robust effect in preclinical study. So there's 3 companies right here who are on the verge of getting or closing in on a vaccine, and that's going to be good for this pandemic. Results from the preclinical study evaluating Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine candidate mRNA 1273 and non-human primates. So even though they're moving ahead, they're doing it in they're monkeys, isn't it? Primates? Yeah?
Should, yeah. I don't know if mice are.
You
think a mice is?
You think a mice? Not a mouse is not a primate.
Yeah, just monkeys.
Check the chat. I think primates got to do with monkeys. Somebody will say yes or no. I think that's what that is. So they putting it in the monkeys. Showed strong antibody and T-cell responses. The data was just published in the New England Journal of Medicine. Animals received either a 10. What is that, Joey? What's that mean? 10 UGG? Are they wearing boots? I don't think they're wearing boots, but or no vaccine. Antibody and T-cell responses were assessed before upper and lower airways SARS-CoV-2 challenge. Did anybody say anything about primate? What did they say? Primate is from primates. What is that?
Right here.
Is it monkeys? It's monkeys.
That's not what that says.
What does the pictures look like?
Well, what does that say?
Listen, this is for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's monkeys. Anyway, so Moderna is injecting, it looks like, in monkeys, and Pfizer and BioNTech are kicking it over, getting into phase 3 as well. So what do you do now? With these stocks, what's the ones to get into? Well, so let's go back to the software. All right, let's go back to the software. Let's go back to the watch list. The stocks that I'm looking at were Pfizer. We were looking at BNTX and MRNA. Let's analyze them real quick. Remember that VectorVest gives an intrinsic value on every stock every day, what we feel the stock is currently worth. It's not a profit target or anything like that, but we use things like earnings and earnings growth rate to help us to determine an intrinsic value in each stock. Now, Pfizer, fairly valued, trading at 38, value at 35. We're going to call that fairly valued. We look at BNTX, though, trading at 83. The value is $5. That stock is super overvalued. Well, how does a stock get to be that overvalued? That just means that people are willing to pay a premium to own it. If enough people are willing to pay that premium, the stock's price is going to go higher. This stock is definitely trading way above its value. Moderna, 77 with a value of $7.28. Also clearly above its value. Well, just because a stock is overvalued doesn't always make it a bad thing, right? Let's do some more VectorVest analysis. Relative value is an indicator of a stock's long-term price appreciation potential cast on a scale between 0 and 2. Above 1 is favorable, below 1 is unfavorable. Notice that Pfizer's got an RV of 0.91, below 1, unfavorable. BioNTech, look at that. It's got probably one of the lowest relative values in the software. This stock does not have good upside potential. So why is the stock going up? Because it's news driven as a stock looking for a vaccine. Next one, Moderna at a relative value of 0.28, also below 1. Again, this is also news driven. Relative safety is an indicator of risk for these stocks. Above 1 is favorable, below 1 is unfavorable. Relative safety on these stocks, holy smokes, are below the value of 1. These are not safe stocks, they're also risky stocks. What's helping these stocks go up? Relative timing. Pfizer's got a relative timing above 1. It's in an uptrend at 1.17. BioNTech is at 1.32. It's the fastest moving stock out of the 3. And Moderna is at 1.24 in RT, also moving up. So this is what you're looking at. If I had to make a decision on which one of these I was looking for, well, let's go look at the graph. If we right click on the highlighted 3 stocks that we have, go view the stock graph, let's go make a decision. Always look at a 3-month graph. That's what I do. I like Pfizer. Pfizer, because of the news, the stock is moving up. Yesterday, the stock hit a new 3-month high. A big wick at the bottom of yesterday's candle does show some bullishness as far as the bulls pushing the stock's price higher. Today, the candle is red because it's lower than the prior day's close, but it's an open candle, which means that the price started from the bottom of the candle and is moving up. It's trying to catch back some of the money that it might have lost from yesterday. So it's an open red candle, RT above 1. Watch the volume on the stock. As the stock's price is rising, volume is falling. Volume is conviction. If I'm going to get into a stock, I want to make sure that I'm buying into a stock that's rising, followed by good volume. Let's go to the next stock. Man, BNTX. Man, oh man, pulling back. Notice that I also use moving averages on all my graphs. I use a 3 and an 8 exponential moving average. Before you ask me, well, why? Because it works. It works whether I'm looking at a stock longer term for a swing trade or a trading stock for day trading. The 3 and the 8 exponential moving average does work very well. Currently, the stock's 3 is below the 8, which is the green below the red. But nice open day today as the stock is trying to reverse and possibly go back up with the news that they're moving into phase 2, phase 3 trials. Watch volume. Again, I'd rather have you in a stock that's not only rising, but with rising volume because volume is conviction. Let's go to the last stock, Moderna. This is still my stock of choice. It's going through some stuff right now. Moderna's having a hard time getting out of bed and stay out of bed. It needs to take a shower. It needs to have some Cafe Bustelo. It needs to get rocking and rolling. But right now, moving a tad bit sideways. The 3 is about to cross below the 8. Look at the big dive in RT. Still above 1, but moving down. The stock is losing steam. It makes sense, though, when the stock is starting to move a tad bit sideways. Moderna is still my stock of choice, but right now may not be the right time to get into it. If I'm looking at any of these, probably Pfizer is the better one to look at. The 3 is solidly above the 8, just coming off of a new fresh 3-month high yesterday, open candle. If I'm looking at them right now, Pfizer would be the way to go. Joey, do I have any questions?
Should we buy these overvalued stocks or look for others?
The question is, should we buy these overvalued stocks or look for others? So let me talk to you about that. Our mantra is to have you guys in safe, undervalued stocks rising in price in a rising market. Let me ask this question. Does anybody want to answer this question? Is an overvalued stock altogether a bad stock? Type a yes or a no in the room. Is an overvalued stock altogether a bad stock? All right, type that in the room, yes or no. No in the room. Is an Okay. So I'm just curious to know what's coming up in the room, Joey.
No.
Good. So for the question about is it okay to buy overvalued stocks, my answer to that question is yes. But what am I looking for before I buy an overvalued stock? I would really like to have a relative value above the value of one. So I know that these stocks are overvalued, but I also know that these stocks are news driven. And as long as they stay news driven, for the most part, they're going to rise up. So if you're looking for these overvalued stocks, what should you do? Understand that they are more so trades. All right, for the person who asked me that question, that's how I would look at these stocks that are overvalued, because the fundamentals behind the stock are not there. Relative timing tells me the stock is going up, but these would be more trades because they are news driven. All right, any other questions, Joey?
Somebody was saying earlier that they could not find the link for the mugs. So here's our YouTube.
Oh, they can see this?
Yeah, they can see this right now.
Okay.
So if they go down to right here and they hit shop, it will take them to our store to buy the mug.
Look at that. Joey showed you how to get to the mugs. That's how you get to the mugs. Joey, maybe I should give away an autographed mug. Can I do that?
Nobody wants your autograph.
Nobody wants my autograph? All right, fine. I just put that out there. Joey says nobody wants my autograph, so I'm not going to autograph a mug. All right, if there's no more questions, any more questions? All right, let's go to the next story. Let's close out of this graph first. Go back to my watch list. Excellent. Next story is about oil. So these are oil stocks. Now, you'll hear me say this over and over and over again. What moves oil? Demand. Where are we? Are we at demand? Are we at oversupply? Well, here's a stock that's moving within the oil industry, Halliburton. Halliburton shares march higher. Can it continue? Well, I like this story because the question that asks, can it continue, will be revolving around, are we at supply or are we at demand? So there's a couple of other stories that I have in here, but this one shows, as of late, it has definitely been a great time to be an investor in Halliburton Company. So that's an oil stock. The stock has moved higher by 12.9% in the past month, while it's also above its 20-day moving average, the simple moving average. This combination of strong price and performance and a favorable technical could suggest that the stock may be on the right path. Well, this is one story about it. We're going to use the power of the VectorVest software to help us determine if that's correct. Now, another one. Oil ends up after staggering crude draw that raises question. Crude draw, well, so does that mean that we were pulling stocks out of our supply? Oil prices rose on Wednesday after the data showed a staggering, unexpected drawdown in weekly U.S. stockpiles. So we're pulling our supply and slowly but surely starting to deplete our supply. Once that happens, it will create demand. Now, I've read a couple of stories where the oil-producing countries that tried to stem off the fall in oil said, we're going to cut back on production. And if we do that, that should bring up more for demand. Guess what? It didn't work. It didn't work. And they turned around and said, forget this. We're going to open up production again. We need to make some money. Even though the oil is lower than we want it to be, we need to make some money. So the oil producing countries did come back and start oil producing again. So West Texas Intermediate, WTI, is a stock that I look at a lot because it is the benchmark for U.S. crude futures. It settled up 23 cents. Crude inventories declined 10.6 million barrels during the week ending July 24th. We dipped into our supply. And the more and the faster we get through our supply, demand will pop off. It'll happen. It will happen. So this is what I'm looking for in regards to oil moving. Now, here's one more story. Saudi Arabia books a $29 billion deficit in quarter two. Remember I told you they turned around and they said, we're going to cut our production? It hurt them. Saudi Arabia booked a deficit of $29 billion for the second quarter of the year because of the continued slump in oil prices and what? Oil demand. For everybody who's been browbeating me about oil and saying, well, you missed the train. Where's my train? Do I have a train? For any of you who said you missed the train on oil, I'm telling you that when the oil hit and it started moving up, it's because the oil contracts were so low. The people who jumped on board said, holy smokes, oil will never be this low again. Let me get in. Since they've gotten in, what has happened? Oil has been stagnant. because the demand is not there. So Saudi Arabia booked a deficit because the demand is not there. Demand is what's going to move oil, folks. And this is coming from Saudi Arabia, who's one of the biggest oil producers. Well, we're probably bigger now, but a big oil producing country. Keep that in mind. Oil revenues from April to June were down 45% on the year, with a total budget revenues down 49% of the year. So what does that mean? Well, even the oil producing countries are feeling the effect of the low demand. So let's take a look. Let's get back into the software. Let's take a look. Let's go. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Where did I want? How did I get to? No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. Joey, how do I get to what I want? Is this what I want? Yep, that's what I want. Let's go back to my graphs. Let's go back to my watch list. Is that it? Yep, there's my watch list. Let's go look at the oil stocks. One, what else I'm going to look at? I'm going to look at Halliburton. That was the story. What else is in my oil list today? WTI. All right, those are the two that I primarily look at. Well, Halliburton made the story, but WTI is what I use to determine whether it's okay or not okay to be in oil. Next thing I want you to look at oil. That tracks the oil futures. It's got a sell recommendation, where Halliburton, on the other hand, as the story shows, making money, it's got a hold recommendation. Let's analyze it. The Halliburton stock is trading at $14.70 with a value of $7.90. The stock is clearly overvalued. WT Offshore, trading at $225 with a value of $189. That's probably closer to being fairly valued. All right. Upside potential, relative value, not there. So even though Halliburton is going up, do I want to hold Halliburton long term? The answer to that is no. WT Offshore, am I ready to hold it long term? Not yet. RV at 0.75. Relative safety, that indicator of risk. Again, below the value of 1. Halliburton is 0.76. This is not a safe stock. WTI Offshore, 0.63 on relative safety. Not a safe stock. But now, Halliburton making money, what's that mean? People are liking to get into it. Relative timing at 1.29. Halliburton's in an uptrend. Whereas I look at WT Offshore, look at that, 0.37 in a downtrend. So Halliburton looks to be a leader in the industry, whereas the industry is still going down on the contracts for oil. Let's right click on these. Let's look at their graphs. Let's view their stock graphs. So Halliburton has made some money. All right, look at that nice run coming off of the low. And this is where the contracts, right up in here, that March-April time period, this is where the oil contracts were in the gutter. And people said, woo-wee. What did they say? Woo-wee. They jumped on board with that stock. It ran. A do run, a do one run. You can't sing, Joey. Don't sing. I'm singing. You can't. All right. And now the stock, what is it doing? It's moving sideways. I do like that the 3 and the 8 crossed up. Right now, a little bit of sideways move for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. The 3 is still above the 8. Watch volume. Volume is pulling back a little bit. RT is still above 1. So altogether, the story about Halliburton making money, is it still good? I would really like to see the stock get out of its own way before I pull the trigger to buy it higher now. But the industry, look at the WTI offshore. Holy smokes. I got new sounds, folks.
Holy smokes.
Oh, I got some good signs. Thank you, Joey, for giving me my new sounds today. How about it's traveling to a level of support sitting at $2.18. Currently, right now, it's trading at $2.26, but look at that bounce. It hit the zone today, bounced off of that level, a nice wick at the bottom, a bullish wick. I would really like to see WTI start to have the 3 go above the 8. RT is below 1. I'd like to see a combination before I'm ready to really go in all on oil. One, the demand is going to have to start picking up, but I'd like to see the 3 go above the 8, RT go above 1. Bingo, that's going to be your opportunity to pull the trigger, and you're going to be able to catch it low and ride it high. So I'm still saying right now, I'm not ready to pull the trigger. But I'm giving you some insight of what to look for to know when it's okay. Wait for that 3 to go above the 8, RT to go above 1. You're going to get a great opportunity to buy low and sell high. Okay, Joey, do I have any questions about my oil story today?
It's not really an oil story, but it's an ETF. So Leonardo says, Glenn, I have a question. VV advocates buying undervalued stocks rising in price. What about contra ETF? Is it the same method?
So the question is about contra ETFs, buying undervalued stocks that are rising in price. Understand that ETFs do not have a value. All right, because they are exchange traded funds, you won't see a value on those. Those values will be the same value of the price. So there is no intrinsic value on ETFs. That's because they either track an index or they track a group of stocks. So what I'm really looking for in contra ETFs is RT. I need to make sure that the RT is above 1, telling me that the contra is moving up at this time. So Leonardo, and I'm not looking for undervalued on ETFs, whether ETFs bullish or bearish. I'm looking for RT to tell me that it's in an uptrend. Hopefully that makes sense. Any other questions, Joey?
Just a couple comments that said nobody would want your autograph mug and that Joey's autograph would be worth more.
That's not, you're making up stories.
His autograph is better. It says right there.
I will.
Joey's autograph is better.
All right, and you know what else? There we go. All right, so I don't want to hear it. All right.
No, a lot of people said they would like to have your mug with your autograph on it, but they don't come from here, so they come from.
Don't we have some here that I can send?
Not if they buy them, no.
Oh, all right.
One guy says he wants a mug and lunch with Glenn. I think he is awesome, and he is someone I would want to have a conversation with.
Wow, somebody thinks that I'm awesome and would love to have lunch with me.
One person out of all these people.
Well, one person out of all of them. Thank you, Joey. Joey just had to stick that dagger in my back and said, one person out of all of these people would like to have lunch with you. Thank you, Joey.
Just one.
Just one. All right. Before I move on to my next story, folks, make sure if you like the content, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you guys are sharing this on your social media. Please do. I want to get 6,000 views this week, and only you can make that happen. 6,000 views will be a big milestone for us. Number one. Number two, remember to hit the like button. Now, how many likes we got, Joey?
177.
Nobody wants to see you today at all. Nobody wants to see you.
I don't blame them.
All right. Well, remember, I told you 500 likes. 500 likes, we get to bring Joey up here.
Kirby said 2 if you're paying.
2 if I'm paying. Wow.
What single event will drive oil stocks higher?
So one single event will drive oil prices higher once we've eaten through our supply. Once we've eaten through our supply and we start to get into having to get more oil because we need more oil, that's going to be this. And that's why I showed you that graph looking at WTI. I want to see that demand will drive WTI higher. It will. The demand is not there. Are we getting close? Well, if we're eating through our supply, we're getting close. We're getting close.
How have you populated your watch list?
How heavy? Say again. How
do you populate your watch list?
The question is, how do I populate my watch list? I go through 5 different news outlets every week. I use Seeking Alpha, Market Watch, CNBC, The Wall Street Journal, and Investing.com. I use 5 different news outlets, and what I do is I go through those outlets to see what stories are moving. All right, and I try to put and build my watch list around the stories. Notice that every stock that's in here has a story associated with it. So I've got to find the story first, and then I go and I find the stocks. So that's how I populate that every week. It takes me on average about 3 to 4 hours to spend into getting Trending Thursday ready. And then Joey and I have a lot of videos to do, and it takes us about another hour. Folks, we put about 5 hours every week into Trending Thursday to provide you with this content.
You do.
Well, you do a
lot more than that.
You do what I say you do.
No.
All right, how about
what is good volume?
What is good volume? On general purposes, what's good volume to ensure liquidity? Make sure you have at least 100,000 shares of average volume. That is decent volume. That shows liquidity. Remember, that's average volume. That means it'll be higher some days, it'll be lower some days, but a good middle of the road, good liquid stock should be about at least 100,000 shares. If you're looking at more retirement-minded stocks, I'd jump up to 250 to 500,000, somewhere up in there. But just in general, on average volume, about 100,000 shares of average volume. Any other questions, Joey?
Glenn will take the food off your plate.
Glenn will take the food off. Who said that? Why are you laughing? Who said that? I want to know who said that. Was it Jay? Oh, it was Jay. It was Brian. That was Jay. Yeah. I'll talk to you tomorrow in the Jockey Club. All right, how about that? All right. Let's go to my next story. Oh, gold stocks. Gold stocks are still also making the news. Now, I'm going to look at, I did this for the first time last week. I looked at gold a little differently to give you an understanding of that gold is normally a safe haven for people when the market is going down. But what drives gold? Wow, thank you, Mark. Mark just bought me lunch. Thank you so much for that. This happens. I love that. I love to see stuff like that. Mark just gave us $25, man. Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. That was so awesome. Wow, man. That's cool. That must mean you guys must like something about what we do here. And that's amazing. Thank you so much, Mark.
He bought us lunch. That's for us.
No, he said me. He said buy you. Listen.
We got $12.50 each.
He said buy me lunch. That's what it says. What does it say?
That means us.
That doesn't mean us. Listen.
It's the royal.
Mark, this is for you. Joey, this is for you. Okay, so that's for me for lunch.
We're splitting that.
Okay, Mark. Joey says we're splitting that. All right, gold stocks, folks. Gold is huge when the market goes down. When the market is bearish, when the dollar gets weaker, people go in droves to gold. Why hasn't gold been moving? Remember, I told you the market is toppy, but the market really has never had a reprieve to go down. What else is going on? The Fed is still making our dollar, making our economy strong as it can. So guess what? Our dollar is strong. As long as you have a strong dollar, people are going to invest where money goes where money grows. And if the dollar is still strong, people are not going to gold yet. But are we getting to the point where that's going to happen? We're going to talk about that. So Goldman Sachs has a new blowout forecast for gold. A weaker day is setting up for stocks. That's on Tuesday as optimism over the U.S. stimulus progress and vaccine news starts to fade. Well, that's changed since Tuesday, right? And attention turns to the start of the two-day Federal Reserve meeting. So all of my stories are done within the week that I do my story. So this was a couple of days ago. The asset stole the show Monday, of course, when gold, which climbed to $19.31 an ounce. Gold is still rising overall. The highest settlement in history. Do you see that? The highest settlement in history. Now, I'm going to show you something that we did, and I got to go find that. I was supposed to show that a couple of weeks ago. Did I break it? I probably did. There it is. I got it. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you just how on top of gold we've been. All right. So that's the story about gold. The bank also lifted silver outlook from $30 to $30 from $22. I've been actually tracking silver. Silver's gotten a little bit more beaten up than gold most recently. So let me get to this real quick. Let's get back to the watch list. The stocks that I'm going to look at are the Huey. All right, that's the gold bug index. I'm also going to look at the S&P, the Spider Gold Shares, which is GLD. I'm going to look at another something else here, UUP. I'm going to also show you how to use what's going on with the dollar to help you with gold. I'm going to look at one more stock, Harmony Gold. Notice Harmony Gold is at the top of the list. It has got the best combination of value, safety, and timing. If that's not telling you something about gold, I don't know what else. So notice that Harmony, the gold bugs, the GLD are all in the top portion of my watch list, which is ranked by VST. That's telling you something about gold. Now, let's go. I'm not going to even analyze them. I'd rather look at the graphs. And I'm going to show you something that's very interesting about how we've been on top of gold for a minute. All right, let's go view the graphs of these stocks. All right. Look at the Huey. This is the gold bugs. 3 months. This is on the gold bugs. Look at it running. How about knowing that it's okay to be in gold when the 3 crosses above the 8 and RT is above 1? Would that have been a good opportunity to get in? Sure, it would have been. And that's on 6/22. All right. Keep that date in mind. All right. Look at it run up. Today, not so good a day. Oh, a little bit of a flat day today. That's fine. What else? The gold, GLD. How about The 3 goes above 8, RT above 1. Was that a good opportunity? Sure it was. All right, let's go to the next one. The dollar. I'm coming back to that in a second. Harmony Gold. The 3 goes above 8, RT above 1. Look at that run. Put those two combinations together, folks, on any stock, on any indice, you will stand a better chance of making money than not. All right. Now, can you find stocks where in the database where the 3 goes above the 8 and RT is above 1? Yes, you can. I can hone into every stock within this database and put this two combination together and show you that you can make money time and time again. Folks, if you're not a subscriber to the software, Joey put the link in there again, 99 cents for 30 days can give you this kind of thing. I'm strictly looking at gold right now. Totally understand that, but can I do that? Oh my gosh, Siri does that. Stop. All right. This will help you to find stocks at any given time. But wait a minute. Is this the right time to buy? What's the main color on the color guard right now? Yellow. If I'm going to get into any gold stocks right now, and gold may not always move direct correlation in the market. Usually when the market's moving down, gold is going up. So keep that in mind. All right. Now, let's do this. What's helping the gold prices to go up? The dollar. The dollar's getting weaker. This is the UUP, the bullish dollar. All right, this is the bullish dollar. What's going on with the dollar? It's falling. This is advantageous. Did I say advantageous? Advantageous for gold. So this is just another behind the scenes look at how you can trade gold a little better. When the dollar falls, gold tends to go up. So I wanted to do all of that because we have a gold watch list. All right, I'm going to go find my gold stocks. Now, I want to tell you, way back on 4/20 of 2020, if you're a subscriber, in the views on Mondays, we do what we call gold. We look at gold and see if it's the right time to buy gold. We gave a buy on gold back on 4/20 of 2020. I'm going to take this list of stocks, all right, and I'm going to change my date here, and I'm going to go back to 4/20 of 2020. Right now in my gold, I've got 49 stocks. Let's go back to 4/20, which was on a Monday, all right, and it's always on Monday in the Color Guard Report we do gold stories, okay? 4/20, these were the stocks and how they were set up. I'm going to do a quick test of all of these stocks. You see that? When we gave a buy on gold, how about these 49 stocks? We've got 48 winners, 1 loser. Ooh. Who else did that for you? All right, hold on. That was just one day. How about Steve Chappell did a strategy of the week about gold on 7/2 of 2020. All right, so that was after that 622 that we saw where gold had cost up. We were still on top of gold, so let's go to 7/20 or 7/2, which is on a Thursday. All right, here's the stocks in the order that they were sitting in by way of VST. Let's quick test all of these. How many stocks? 49 stocks still. 47 winners, 2 losers. We're up 23% where the market is only up 4.85%. Folks, we've been all over gold. And as a VectorVest subscriber, you would have known we would have been all over gold. All right, so I wanted to bring that out to you. And again, that's another little teaser for those people who are not subscribers to the software. This is the kind of information that you can always have at your fingertips. All right, so I'm going to take this back to stream to now. That's what I've got to talk about as far as gold stocks. Joey, do I have any questions, my friend?
Hang on, I'm transferring the $25 into my account.
You better stop. What is that? All right, because them fighting words. And Mark, again, thank you so much for doing that. That was awesome. All right, Joey, questions? Oh my gosh, why are you so slow? Well, while you're doing that, let me work on my golf game. No questions. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Sometimes I hate you, Joey, but I love you in a hateful way. I hate you in a way.
What will happen to gold when the stimulus goes through?
What will happen to gold is the stimulus goes through. My biggest thing I want you to take away from what's going on with gold is look at the dollar. The dollar is going to be key. As long as the dollar is falling, gold will go up because it is a safe haven. So no matter what happens with the stimulus, and there's a lot of money out there. A lot of people are investing in the market. Why? Because they're not putting it in the bank. All right, there's no interest. No, people are not putting it in the bank. Where are they going to grow their money? In the stock market. So there's a ton of money out there. Stimulus, the whole nine in the whole market right now is still. This is all the Fed stimulating the economy, but new investors in the market are putting money into the market because they don't know where else to put it. That's what's helping to drive the market up higher as well. All I really want you to do is keep your eye on the dollar. Look at that UUP. As long as it keeps falling, you're going to watch the correlation of the dollar falling and gold going up. Any other questions, Joey?
What are you looking at to rebuy into the gold space?
What am I looking at to rebuy into the gold space? Well, at least, if nothing else, if you go to your watch list, or I have my watch list of gold stocks, I can look at these stocks and, what is the biggest thing that I'm looking for? Probably looking for RT above 1. Let's find the fastest moving gold stocks. Look at their graphs. All right, let's take the top few. Right click, view the stock graph. All I'm really, if the dollar is falling and gold is going up, why not look at some of the graphs of some of the gold stocks? How about a lot of the gold stocks are going down today? That's interesting, huh? So I would only pay attention to buying gold on a day when the gold stocks are going up. But I would look at my watch list. And, if you want to look at a watch list of all the gold stocks, if you go to the industry viewer, go to the industry viewer, and you can sort the industry viewer by mining, sort by name. And what I've done is I've gone to the mining industry, mining uranium, mining other, mining gold, silver. I've taken all of the stocks from these industries and put them into one watch list. What I did from there is I took out all of the stocks that were less than $1, and I took out all of the stocks that had an average volume less than 100,000 shares. That's how I ended up with 49 stocks. But I went to the industry viewer, went to all 3 of the mining industries, and made my own one big watch list by taking out the stocks that were less than $1 and average volume less than 100,000 shares. All right. Any other questions, Joey? That's right, folks. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Big thing is I want you to subscribe, and hopefully you guys are sharing this now. And even after this is done, share it on your YouTube or share it on your social media, folks. Please do grow this. I'm really looking forward to seeing 6,000 views next week. You guys can help me do it. All right, you guys can do. Yes, Joey. Why did you make? Go ahead. What, Joey?
Bill wants to know what your golf handicap is.
My golf my golf handicap is probably like 30. My golf handicap is horrible. I suck.
30.
Yeah.
On the front.
Whatever, Joey. I shoot on average somewhere between 100, 110. All right, and a lot of it is because I chili dip. I can drive the ball on a good drive. I can drive the ball about 250, 275. And on a good downhill lie, I can probably get over 300 yards. My problem is hitting it straight. I have a nasty fade that I can't control. I don't have a draw. I got a nasty fade that I can't control, but I can slam the ball. And then on my approach shots, I have a hard time of staying behind the ball. I always hit the ground first. So, and my putting is horrible. I can't read a green. Okay, what?
Angle Gold selling its assets to Harmony. Thoughts?
That's going to make Harmony stronger. Harmony is already a strong stock, so Anglo is selling their assets to Harmony. It's going to make Harmony stronger. I am a big fan in the gold space of 2 stocks, Harmony and EQX. I like those 2 gold stocks the best. And you'll notice that Harmony Gold in the gold space, it's undervalued, good upside potential, a little risk associated with it, a little bit. Good upside, it's going up in price. How about they grow their earnings at a clip of 36% a year? Harmony is a good play in the gold space. And I also like EQX. One last question before we move on to the next story, Joey.
Where can I see Training Tuesday videos?
Where can you see Training Tuesday videos? Why are you talking about Training Tuesday and Training Thursday? Anyway, if you want to see Training Tuesday videos, go over to the Training tab in the software right here. go over to Training Tuesday. Go to the webcast archive, click on it. And this is where you find all of my pre-recorded sessions on every tab in the software. This is where Training Tuesday is located. All right. It takes me a lot of time to go through each and every tab. But if you want to learn all of the intricacies about the software, folks, this is free. Folks who are not subscribers, you want free information on how to use the software. I've also done a navigational series where week 16, I show everybody how to create their own trading plan. All right. So there we go. Let's go back to the viewers. Joey, I'm not taking any more questions right now. I got to move to the next story. You okay with that? Great. All right. Let's go to the next story. Where am I at? Oh, so now, you ready for this? I'm up for my stories of interest. Ooh, put that out there. Ooh-wee. And you know something? How many of you watch that Eastman Kodak and watch it run? Good, googly muggly. I got that too.
Good, googly muggly.
Joey, thank you so much. High five, bro. Joey gave me all of these new sounds today, and another one.
Holy smokes.
This stock was no joke for the last couple of days. Now, the thing is that Eastman Kodak resurrects itself as a COVID-19 play. What? Didn't this company make film? Yeah. And what are they doing? The government gave them money. How about Eastman Kodak secured a letter of interest for $765 million from the government, the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation. A lot of money to go into COVID-19. Now, let me talk to you about that. That space is so full with already established pharmaceutical companies going after the vaccine. Eastman Kodak said, well, I ain't making no film, so I might as well do a little something. Good gravy. Everybody's trying to get on this gravy train for the vaccine, and Eastman Kodak got some money from the government to do that. So I'll talk to you about that stock in a second. That stock took off like a bat out of Hades and ran, and I was cautioning against profit taking. We'll take a look at that. But that's huge. That's a huge story, and we're going to take a look at that. Another one, Boeing. Boeing slashes aircraft production plans, warns on new job cuts as coronavirus devastates travel. Man, oh man. How about the Boeing was like, hey, folks, we're going to get back up in the air and we're going to test all of the new things that we did for the 737 MAX. And the FAA said, the air people said, well, okay, you can try it now. Come on. And Boeing said, yeah, we're going to try it. We're going to try it. And right now, they're getting the understanding of how devastating coronavirus has been to air travel. Well, they're going to slash aircraft production and cut new jobs. Wow, that's huge. And that's a company that's already been beat to heck and is going to get beat up some more. Another company, JCPenney. I'm surprised that JCPenney is still in business. They have been in Chapter 11, which feels like since Joey's been around. How old are you, Joey?
I just turned 38.
You just turned 38. Feels like JCPenney has been in Chapter 11 since Joey was born. Man, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time
You're
ago.
old. Wow. I'm only 53, so.
Yeah,
but I look better than you do. All right, so just keep, and you know something? That train has left the field right now. That train has left it. Don't worry about it. All right, the older you get. No, you can't do that. Stop throwing stuff at me. All right, so for bankrupted JCPenney, a liquidation is not in the cards. According to, what are they going to do? Penny is moving forward with the sale that could be completed by fall. JCPenney's finally going to get out of this. I think a lot of how JCPenney is holding on has got to be online stuff. When's the last time you seen a JCPenney store? A lot of them are closed down. All right, you ever go to a Sears store? Ain't nothing in it. They put together. JCPenney is finally saying liquidation is not in the cards. They're probably going to move to a sale. Keep your eyes on that. All right. Another company, Shopify shares jumped 7% after a hot e-commerce company says second quarter revenue is increased. You know why? Who's going out to buy anything? Think about that. Are you going out? Joey?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Joey's still going out, but you know something? I'm saying that whether it's Shopify, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Alibaba, people are online spending money. Ask my wife. She's online spending money with Amazon. But Shopify's shares, now Shopify is in Canada, Amazon is in the U.S., and Alibaba is in China. These are big companies selling online stuff, folks, and its revenues jumped 7%. That's huge. And there's Canada. Oh, Canada. That's all the words I know. All right, no more Canada. But I like it. You know, out of all of the places I've been in the world, I've never been to Canada. Have you ever been to Canada?
Go over here.
Yeah, I was supposed to go this year to Toronto, but because of coronavirus, I ain't gone. I've never been to Canada. Wow. That makes me weird,
It's
maybe.
nice. People are nice.
The people are nice?
Mm-hmm.
Are they nicer than they are in the United States?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, man, I got to hurry up and get to Canada. All right, but Shopify is in Canada. Big move on an e-commerce company. Another story about Shopify surges towards a record-breaking high as pandemic drives booming e-commerce growth. Man, that's just huge. Everybody's going online. Another story, Rite Aid. Rite Aid further expands COVID-19 sample collection sites. What? So you can get a drive-through COVID test. Whoa! Continuing its expansion of no-charge COVID-19 sample collection sites, Rite Aid announces the addition of 6 drive-through locations effective tomorrow, July 30th in Michigan and Ohio through its partnership with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Resources. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little something. I went into the hospital for pancreatitis in the VA in May. And before they admitted me, I had to take the coronavirus test. Holy smokes. The nurse that did it said 2 things. 1, don't move because I don't want to do it again. Number 2, don't hit me. When a nurse got to tell you, don't hit her, then you know it's a test that you ain't going to like. And they put it in both of my nostrils, not just one. They went in both nostrils.
Same time?
No, not at the same time. No, but they did one. And dude, I keep telling you, it felt like they was tickling my brain. I was like, good Gordon Jim. But, you know, I tested negative, which is
Go
great.
pretty far for that.
Dude, to touch my brain?
Yeah, that thing's probably about this big.
I got a huge brain. You just are jealous.
You got a big head.
I got a big head, but you're just jealous. Don't be jealous of my big brain. All right, so, but just think about it. You got drive-through. This is interesting. So Rite Aid is putting on more drive-through sample collections for coronavirus, and it's free, no charge. So I figured that would be a story to look at. And I'm going to give you a bonus story that I didn't put that I was going to talk about. Talking about, you know, people are saying we have a shortage of change. Why? And a lot of people feel that it's a conspiracy theory that we're trying to go to a cashless society, da-da-da. Let me break this down for you. Why do we have a shortage of change right now? That's because a lot of some businesses have closed down right now. Well, if I don't have as many businesses dishing out money for change, I'm going to slow down the circulation of money in the economy, right? Just think about that. Not conspiracy theory, just real. I'm going to slow down the circulation of money in the economy. So why is it that we have the shortage of change? It is because it's not being dispersed. Now, people are talking about a cashless society. Well, why are some people not taking cash? Because they fear that it could be coronavirus laden. So they're looking for, now I look at it this way. If you think the money is coronavirus laden, when I give you my credit card to swipe, do you not think there could be coronavirus on that as well? Just putting that out there. That's all. So I tell you this story because of the lack of coins out there. PayPal says 86% profit jump flag shift from cash payment in stores. I want you to think about PayPal. I want you to think about Visa. I want you to think about MasterCard. Folks, this is just extra tidbit of information because you're here live. Just think about that. If less and less people are paying with cash, what do you think these credit card companies are going to do? It's going to be more transactions. They're going to make more money. Something to keep in the back of your mind. Looking at PayPal, looking at the Cash App. What else is out there? Looking at all of those places where you move money electronically are going to probably increase. So again, you heard it here first. Hopefully you heard it here. I don't think anybody else told you this. You heard it here first. Keep your eyes on those credit cards. I think that's something that I'm going to try to get you in early on that. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's go into the software. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks. Now, again, the PayPal I didn't put as a story. That was just a tidbit of last-minute information that I want to put out there for you. Shopify is on this list. Kodak is on this list. What else? That's on this list. Boeing's on this list. JCPenney is on this list. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's all of them. Thank you for backing me up, Joey. You didn't do a darn thing.
Do something.
You did nothing.
Help yourself.
All right, so let's look at these stocks. Shopify trading at $1,053 with a value of $100. Way overvalued. But keep in mind that a lot of people are shopping online. The perception of the companies that they want to be in the company is driving that stock's price way high. Eastman Kodak trading at 28 with a value of $1.98. This stock is stupid overvalued.
Good, googly muggly.
That's right. It's way overvalued, but this was a new thing that just happened, that the government gave the company a whole bunch of money to go after the coronavirus. Rite Aid, 1527, value of $14.94. I'm going to call that fairly valued. Boeing, 161, value of $157. I'm going to call that fairly valued. JCPenney is at a price of 31 cents with a value of 29 cents. Again, I find it hard that JCPenney is still even around, but as you saw in the news story, they're going to probably in fall. I don't know who they're going to sell to, though, but it looks like they're going to get bought by somebody. It's very interesting to see. Keep your eye on JCPenney. Companies in bankruptcy, you can tell by the symbol, JCMP, with that Q at the end. The company, and it's got 5 letters, the company is in bankruptcy. Let's look at the relative value on Shopify, below 1. Not a very good long-term position. Eastman Kodak, I'm not buying that long-term. Rite Aid, though, does have a relative value at 1.17. The stock should outperform a AAA corporate bond. Boeing, RV below 1 at 0.78 and JCPenney at 0.78. Let's go jump straight to what stocks are moving. Shopify, RT at 1.75, definitely moving. Kodak, with the big move over the last 2 days, is pegged right at 2 on relative timing. Rite Aid, a little bit under its relative timing, so it's not considered to be in an uptrend right now. And Boeing and JCPenney, both RTs below 1. All right, let's take a look at these graphs. Oh, phooey. How did I do that? Shopify, Kodak, Boeing.
Can't you do anything?
Shut up, Joey. JC, where's my other one? Rite Aid.
God.
I don't like you right now. View the stock graph. If I were looking at any things to get into, why is Harmony? I didn't want Harmony. I wanted Shopify. Let's take off Harmony. There we go. Right click. View the stock graphs. Let's see which ones we like. If we're going to look into anything, Kodak. Man, oh man, put that on a 3-month ground. That was a wild ride, folks. And a lot of people, when the stock first jumped up yesterday, I was in the jockey club. People were making money on this. This is strictly a trade. People were making money on it. I just could not pull the trigger on that trade, knowing that it had gone up so much. Look at the give back yesterday. I was so happy I didn't pull the trigger. And guess what? I got more profit taken. How about the stock 2 days ago? How about the stock 2 days ago, which was trading at $7.94? That was the close price 2 days ago. Right now, the stock is still trading at $28. Do you not think that this is profit taking? And I know that it's all about getting into the coronavirus business, but man, I'm not ready to touch that at all. Let the news settle down. The people who are in way back here are making a killing. And a lot of them are still waiting to see how high this could possibly go before they get out. So I'm not ready to touch that. Boeing, the woes continue for Boeing. What is that? The train done left the station on that one. And it used to be way back in the days where this was a stock that went up. This was a good airplane stock, a good aerospace and defense company. But again, the plane done flew off into the wild. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Da, 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 da. And that's where Boeing is going right now. So right now may not be the right time to buy Boeing, but it's a company. It's an established company. It's been around for a while. Once you can get past all of this, right now it's living through some tough times. If it's living through tough times, you probably don't want to pull the trigger on it. All right. JCPenney, I'm just waiting for this. Look at the RT. The stock has been in a downtrend for the longest time. Look at the lack of volume on it. The stock is trading below $1. Woo! It probably is time for it to get sold, Ooh-wee. That's what I feel about this right now. I really do. Let's go to the next one. Rite Aid. Now, Rite Aid, interesting that they're doing what they're doing with the mobile tests of COVID-19. Right now, though, it's not probably the right time. Look at that, trending down. The stock is matriculating on RT up and below the value of 1, back and forth, back and forth. Probably, even with the news, not ready to pull the trigger on Rite Aid just quite right now. But Shopify. You know something? I want to look at Shopify, let's go look at Amazon, and let's go look at Alibaba, BABA. I want to look at all three of these stocks. There's Shopify. Let's go to Amazon. Amazon was looking good. Notice that Amazon is pulling off slightly, moving sideways, whereas Shopify, for the most part, is still moving up. And let's go to Alibaba, also moving sideways. So out of the three big major e-commerce companies, it looks like Shopify is the way to go. I would rather to be in Shopify with a more upward move than Amazon. Amazon is a FANG stock, right? But the stock is moving. Is Amazon a FANG? Apple? No, it's a FANG stock. Anyway, it's a good, high-quality stock from price-wise anyway. But it's moving sideways, and then Alibaba is moving sideways as well. So if I'm looking at any e-commerce company, it'd probably be Shopify. All right. And that's it. That's my stocks of interest. Any questions, Joey?
Is the construction on I-77 finished yet?
No, the construction on I-77 pretty much is finished.
No, it's not.
Where's it being worked on now? Where?
Between here and Charlotte?
No, it's not. It's all done. The lanes are open for the... Joey doesn't know. Joey lives under a rock. The I-77 is done.
It's not.
It is. Leave me alone.
False.
No. You just got knocked out.
False.
You just got knocked out. Any other questions for me today, Joey? Yeah. So evidently, we still got a lot of people here. How many likes did we get?
227.
227. Well, I guess we don't get to see Joey today, but...
Does Joey drive?
Is it chicken?
Does Joey drive?
Yeah, he drives a big truck. He tries to keep up with my truck. He's got a little baby truck compared to mine. He's got a little baby truck compared to mine. I got a Ford Excursion. I got a big boy. What do you have? You got a Chevy... A Chevy Aveo? My truck will eat his truck. So there we go. All right. If there's no more questions, don't forget to comment, like, comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Especially if you like the content. We had a lot of fun so far today, but you know what we're going to get ready to do? You know what we're going to get ready to do? Everybody, clap your hands. To the left, y'all. All right, anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to look at your stocks. Type your stocks into the room. Joey's going to call off what stocks he wants me to look at, and we're going to analyze them on the fly. So, Joey, when you're ready... I hit the wrong button. When you're ready... Here, let me do this one. When you're ready, give me the stocks that you want me to analyze. And Joey's he really wants to look at new people's stocks. So this is a good way for you new guys to type something in the room. Joey's going to take a look. He really wants to look at those. And Joey, rock and roll, bro.
Lake, L-A-K-E.
Gold stock.
L-M-A-T.
L-A. I wish you speak English.
I wish you would listen.
Oh, my gosh. Go ahead. Next one.
S-Y-Y.
S-Y-Y. I don't know. Why? I don't know. Go ahead, Joey.
Wow.
Well, you wow.
S-P-A-Q.
S-P-A-Q. Okay.
R-V-P.
R-V-P. Wasn't he a wrestler? That's. Go ahead.
I'm leaving.
Go ahead.
You just show yourself out.
I did. No, I'm not going to show myself. I got to keep doing this. Come on.
Let's see. LVGO.
I think that's AVGO.
Well, that's not
Nope.
what you typed.
Okay, I see it. I see it.
You know more than me.
Wow.
You know what they wrote.
Okay, go ahead, Joey.
There you go. Get yourself out, buddy.
Wow, Square. There's a lot of stocks up in here. Oh my gosh. Etsy ETS. Why?
Up here. You need to
Holy
go through all these.
smokes. No, stop. Stop moving it. Oh my God. SAIA.
It's so hard.
I
You're
am.
typing them into the chat. You're not even typing
CI, comma. Oh man. Stop doing that, Joey. So why did you stop moving it? Because now I can't type them in. Stop.
them. I'm not touching anything.
SQ, comma, GAM, comma,
It's so easy, isn't it?
ETSY. It is easy. It's easy for me. You just don't know.
You're not reading any of the names.
Well, because I got to put these in.
You're just guessing.
No, I'm not.
You know who's new.
I know
You
who's
just chose
new.
all of Jay's
I
stuff.
know that Braxton is new, and I'm going to put PLM. That's right.
Where is that?
I know that Travis is new. I'm going to put in his stock. That's right. I know that Laura is new. I'm going to put in her stock. See, I think I got that twice. Yeah, I thought so. I already had that. I know who's what. I know that Michael is new. Square is an easy fintech. I already got Square in there. Justin is new. CTXR. All right. Who's regular in here? Let's go see. Black Rhino is new. CLSK. I like that stock. That's a clean energy stock. That's a really good stock, Black Rhino. That is a good stock. Novavax, NVAX, really, DDD.
If they type twice, you can't put it in though.
Oh, no, I'm not looking at the names.
Oh, see.
Leave me alone. Love watching your videos. Thank you, Salt. Hopefully I said that right. Holy smokes. Are you guys going to stop typing stocks? No. Listen. You're probably going to start LPTH. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. No more stocks. All right, there we go. Ahmed is new. LMND.
I wish you would speak English.
LMND. I'm going to put that in there. All right. Whew. And what Joey did is he put into the room the link for free stock analysis reports. You click on that link, you can all get your own stock analysis report. Rinbo's raising his hands and saying stop. No, he's saying stop. That's right. Thank you, Rinbo. Woo! That's what I'm giving you applause. Thank you for that, Rinbo. No more stocks. No more stocks. Hi, Andrea. Andrea's here. I like that. So there we go. All right. Take that away from me. Well, actually, leave it there. Leave it there. So I always look at a 3-month graph. For anybody who always asks me why, because earnings comes into play every 3 months. So I always want to look at the earnings play. So earnings is the biggest engine, in the biggest mover of a stock's price. So I always want to look at a 3-month graph. What else is on my graph? I look at a 3 and an 8 exponential moving average. I look at support resistance. I look at relative timing, and I look at volume along with an average volume of volume, a 20-day exponential moving average of volume. That's my setup on the graph. That's my Adam. Howdy, sir. How are you? I always did lots of fun today. Thanks, Glenn and Joey. You welcome, Mash Larry, Mash Luxury Transportation.
Hey,
what? Oh wow! Then take that away. No, don't take it away. Leave it alone. Leave me alone. All right, CI. And I can't.
Like my wife. Candace already eat.
Wow. CI, earnings play today. Earnings came out, but even with the earnings play, the stock's just moving sideways. It didn't move the stock in either direction. Notice that RT is below 1. Even with the earnings play, the stock is still in a downtrend, even though the stock's moving sideways. Volume has been pretty steady. Right now, I'd really like for CI to get out of its own way before I pull the trigger on it. All right, if I'm in it, well, at least you have a level of support at 170, 184. Use that as a zone, either that or this level here at 176.16. That's even a better level of support. If it breaks below that, that's where you should be out of it if you still hold it. If you're not in it, I'd like to see the stock break above this level of resistance at 183.71. All right, next stock. It's not the gold stock. All right, man, that was Kirkland probably. Lakeland. I like the move coming off of the pullback. Notice that I had a hammer formation, which is found at the bottom of the candlestick pattern. All right, that's a hammer. What happened? The stock's price goes back up. That's possibly a bullish reversal pattern. The 3 and the 8 did go positive. Man, but look at the bars. A lot of bearish pressure here. Open candle, bearish day. RT is above 1. I would really like to see the stock take out the high before I pull it. Why? Because I'm making sure I'm buying into a rising stocks. All right. I'm waiting to see if I want to buy into a rising stock. All right. Let's go to the next stock. Novavax, pharmaceutical, coronavirus stock. You know something? I am not so bad holding this. You see, where's RV on here? I'm going to add that parameter. Capital appreciation, RV. Drag that up. RV, RS, RT. How about I knew that the relative value or upside potential was going to be good? Look at that relative value. As a stock that's in this space for coronavirus, I like it as it's upward moving. I like the 3 and the 8 keeping me from panicking. I like that it's got good upside potential. This stock from the standpoint of coronavirus, it's got everything you want. It's got good upside capability. Relative safety is below 1. That's okay. This is a stock that I'm willing to take a little bit of risk on. And RT is above 1. And look at that. This may not be a bad play. Now, something that does catch my attention is the stock's price is going up. RT is moving down. It could be losing some steam. All right. But if you're in it, leave it alone, especially on the end of day 3 and the 8. Leave it alone. If you're not in it, I'd like to see the stock take out that high. Let's go to the next stock. Man, Cisco. I used to work in the hotel industry, and this used to be the company that would give us the food for the hotel. Especially working the front desk doing breakfast and stuff like that. So I do know of the company, but man, I'm not thinking about it. The stock is moving sideways. I'm not thinking about getting into it now. If you do own it, here's a level of support. I always remember that no matter what stock you're in, you got to have a level of egress. You've got to have a line in the sand, something that says, if it breaks through this, I'm going to get out of it. Well, here's your line in the sand on SYY, sitting at a support level of 52.25. That's what you're looking for in this time. So as long as it stays up, if you're still in it, you haven't gotten out of it on the 3-8 cross, there's your line in the sand. If it does break below that, you probably want to think about getting out of it. DDD. Woo-wee. I ain't feeling this. Man, look at that move and look at that sideways move, and RT is below 1. Ooh, if you're still holding it for whatever the reasons, here's your line in the sand sitting at 644. Here's your line in the sand sitting at 644. The stock is definitely moving sideways. So that would be my guidance on this. That would be my guidance on this. The stock is moving sideways. I'm not ready to pull the trigger. If I'm ready to pull it, let's let the stock get out of this level of resistance, this organic level of resistance, and move back up. All right? And let's need the stock to get out of downtrend. I like this stock. This is a stock. You know what it looks like? It looks like an airplane taking off. Look at that. Coming off a level of support in that zone. 3-8 cross. RT is above 1. Look at that run. And you need to get on that train, folks. You need to get on that train. When would I get into this? 5 cents higher than the high. 5 cents higher than the high. That's what I'd be looking for. Love the volume. RT is good. I like that. Get on that stock and rock and roll. All right. Instant telecom, fiber optics. I like that stock. Big updates. Now, watch these couple of days of some selling pressure and make sure, if nothing else, on an end of day basis, I've got the 3 and the 8. If you get in with the 3-8, get out with the 3-8. How do you add the 3 and the 8 on the graph? Jeff, go over to the price box right here on the right. Right-click, go to Add Moving Average. I'm using exponential. Notice that I don't have a 3 or an 8. So fine. Let's click on 10. Do it again. Right-click on price, go down to Add Moving Average, exponential, click on 10. Notice that those two go to the bottom of my parameter list. I take the first one, use the down arrow, go to the number 3. Take the second one, use the down arrow, go to the number 8. Bingo, bango, boingo. There you go. All right, Jeff, that's how you add the 3 and the 8 and whatever you want on it. Now, somebody did say that volume is dropping. You know, it is, but you know what, Stickman, you know what I like about this, even though volume is dropping? Where's the volume? Above the moving average volume, where back here, it's not. I'm willing to give this a little bit of leeway for that reason. Does that make sense, Stickman? All right, tell me, does that make sense to you? I'm willing to give it just a little bit of leeway because it is trading above its average volume. All right, for that, I'm just a little bit of leeway, but I would still use the 3 and the 8 as a means to get out. All right, let's go to the next one. RVP, love that too. Another one that looks like a nice 707 taking off, coming off of that level of support, sitting at $6.01. 3 and the 8 cross, RT above 1. Look at that run. A little bit of wick today, as Jesse would say, a little bit of hair at the top of the candle, but hitting a new 3-month high today, I would put my order in 5 cents higher than the high. 5 cents higher than the high. You can't deny that. Now, all of these stocks that look good, and I'm saying that it's okay to buy them, don't lose sight of what's going on in the market. What are we looking at on the market? Market's looking toppy. MTI at a level of 1.5 to 1.6. A lot of yellow in the color guard. Stocks are going to move. So knowing that, I would jump on some of these stocks in a small way, and I'd put tight stops on them just in case the market pulls back. Because right now, as a VectorVest subscriber, no one should be taken off guard if the market falls for a couple of days in a row. Nobody. This is the time you tighten stops on your stocks. Now, some of these stocks that we do like that are moving that you gave to me, if you're not in them, I'm saying it's okay, but do it in a small baby steps. Does everybody in the room understand what I just said? All right, does everyone in the room understand what I just said? Now, I'm understanding RVP got contract to make needles and syringes for COVID-19 vaccine, no matter who makes the vaccine, which is cool. I'm all right with that. But I want you to know what's going on with the market before you. This is a news-driven stock. That's what you're letting me know. All right, it's a news-driven stock, so that's cool. All I'm saying is I'm letting the stock tell me the story. I'm letting the graph tell me the story. What's a tight stop? Well, how about this? If I'm using a 10% trail, maybe I drop it down to a 7% trail. It gives me the opportunity to limit my losses a little quicker. If I'm using a gain loss, like a 30% gain and 10% loss, maybe I take it to a 20% gain, 7% loss. Tightening your stop means that you get out a little quicker to the upside and you get out a little faster to the downside. So just think about it that way. Tightening the stops, lowering your higher expectations and raising up your lower expectations. That's it in a nutshell. That's the analogy of tightening a stop. All right, let's go to the next stock, which is Overstock. Looks good. Ooh-wee, I like that. This sort of looks like a TSCO, which is Tractor Supply. Earnings. Look at that earnings play right today. Love that stock. RT, all of that. I like Overstock.com. I definitely do. The 3 and 8 have been solid all the way through. Keep in mind, though, what's going on in the market. Transportation truck. You know what other stock is in this space? ODFL, one of the safest stocks in the database. Right now, though, the truck transportation, this is not a leader in that industry. SAIA is pulling back. Earnings was yesterday. Evidently, it sounds like they must have missed earnings because the stock is pulling down. The 3 is below the 8. RT is falling. Still above the value of 1, but falling. I'm not telling you it's the right time to be in SAIA right now. All right, next stock. Looking at Polymet Mining, another mining company. I could find a lot better mining companies than this. This is a sub-dollar stock. The 3 just went below the 8. RT, which is above 1, falling. Volume is not there. Remember I told somebody asked me what is the, a basic good volume, about 100,000 shares. I ain't getting it. All right. So Say's Kitchen says it's going to take out a second mortgage to get all in on LPTH. That's a stock that I've invested in the Jockey Club as well. Actually, we still own that stock in the Jockey Club right now. That's a good-looking stock. So I would probably look for a better mining company than a sub-dollar stock that's not doing so well right now. LMAT, healthcare products. Earnings were about a week ago. Love the 3 and the 8. Even on the pullback, the 3 and the 8 held nicely. That's why I like the 3 and the 8 for a stock that's moving. 2 days pullback, 3 and the 8 on an end of day kept you in it. RT took a hit, but still above the value of 1. I'd like to see better volume, but they're almost pretty good across the board. If I'm in it, leave it alone. If I'm not in it, I need more confirmation of the stock's price moving up. All right, man, Etsy looks good. I like that. It pulled back. The 3 and the 8 broke, found a nice little level of support right here. I do like that. Found a beautiful level of support. Use that as a zone. Kept you in the stock. And look at that now, 3-8 cross, RT back above 1. I like that. I like that stock, and I cannot lie. I lost sight of LPTH, tried to buy at 398, and now look, rising like the sun. Listen, this is why, Maria, you put in your buy stop order and leave it alone. Put in your buy stock order and leave it alone. All right, let's go to the next one. Squares, not so bad. That's another one from the standpoint of cashless. As a DJ, people can pay me over my Square. Slide that into my phone, and I can get paid through Square. That's probably another company to look at. So I'm thinking MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, Square. Keep your eyes on these companies. With a lot of people not wanting to take cash, these are companies that are going to. So again, that was just a little tidbit of information outside of what we're going to do today. My friend says it's oversold. How do I defend that on LPTH? I don't know. Whether it be an oversold or not. Listen, I'm using the graph to tell me the story. I'm using the graph. So Say's Kitchen, that's what I'm all about. I'm always going to use the graph is worth 1,000 words. I'm always going to use the graph. And I'm going to use the movement on the graph to determine what I do or don't do. Does that make sense? Say's Kitchen. Square, Jack Dorsey in St. Louis, homegrown boy. Oh, is that what Square? There you go. All right. I just bought LPTH at 430 last time, held it, and it stopped out for small loss, but this is looking good. All I'm saying, Roger, is make sure you manage the trade, especially knowing what's going on in the market. Can you please show an example of a 3 and the 8 crossover to get in or out? Daniel, look at the graphs that I'm looking at. 3-8 cross, good opportunity to get in. 3-8 cross bearish, that's a good sign to get out. Just look at the graphs. The graphs are telling you the story. 3-8 cross, good time to get in. 3-8 cross to the downside, good time to get out. So that's your examples. Your examples are already on the graph that I'm bringing up right now. Does that make sense, Daniel? All right. Other than me running a search, which I'm not going to do in here, where I can show you both when they're crossing up and crossing down. All right. CXTR 3/8 crossing to the downside. I'm not feeling that right now. RT is still above 1 but falling. Look at the lack of volume. Folks, you need to make sure you got volume on the stock. SPAQ, Spartan. We are Sparta! Is that the same thing? No. All right. The 3/8's about to cross. I don't know. This stock is just going a little bit of, that's what it's doing. It's really going, what? Exactly. It's not doing much of anything. I'd be careful with this. Let this stock move one way or the other. Get out of its own way. Either go up or go down. Right now, it can't tell me what it wants to do. All right? Can't tell me what it wants to do. Let's go to the next one. I like this stock. Clean energy is a beautiful spot to be in right now. Clean energy is a beautiful place, and this is a leader in that space. Whoever gave me that, was this Black Rhino? This is definitely a good space, and this is a good stock. I like it. Me likey this stock big time. Make sure you buy it 5 cents higher than the high. I like that. SPAQ is an acquisition vehicle. Is that? Yeah, whether it's in acquisition or not, I'm just looking at the graph. You'll notice that I love looking at graphs to help me make a decision. All right, just 3/8 crossing, is that the 3/8 EMA or a simple moving average? Jacqueline, it's an exponential moving average. LVGO, another one that looks really good. Look at that takeoff. Love the smoothosity of the graph. New 3-month high today. RT, I like this stock as well. It's a good-looking stock. 12 cents higher than the high. So again, no matter all of these stocks that we're looking at that look good, I just want you to understand where we are in the market and be careful with pulling the trigger on these. Make sure you manage them tightly. And no, this is just no. You look at this and say, man, I'm going to buy that. What? Look at that. That ain't so good at all. Woo! The stock, the 3 and the 8 is falling. Look at that. It went bearish. RT went below 1. Yeah, if you're holding this, no. I'm going to say just no, because this is what's going to happen to you if you hold it. You're going to get knocked, slam out. All right, so you just be careful with that. I'm not feeling that. Leisure gaming, no. All right, and the last stock in here, same thing, LMND. Look at that, 3-8 cross. No, this is what's going to happen. The train done left the station. All right, and sit back, stay at home, play some golf. All right, and when I look at this, one last thing I want to say.
Holy smokes.
I don't want to be in that. All right, with that, thank you, Joey, for all my new sounds today. That was awesome. I hope you guys liked my new sounds today. They played in nicely. Hopefully you guys learned some stuff. New people, I hope you think about taking a trial for 99 cents for 30 days. I hope you guys are sharing this on your social media. I am really looking forward to watching this get to 6,000 views or more this week. That can only happen with you. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, folks. Comment, like, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Did we pick up any subscribers today?
I don't know. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. We got I love that we got 25. Somebody in the room.
I got $25.
No, shut up, Joey. We got $25. Mark, that was an amazing thing that you did, man. That was an amazing thing that you did. And I appreciate that. I really, really do. And that is cool. That is really, really cool. With that, I know you're still putting more stocks in there. Joey's going to put one more link for one more time for this full stock analysis report. All right, click on that link. There you go. Click on that link. Type in your stock. We will analyze it for you. Not like I did. I do it with a lot more fun. But you can do full stock analysis report. Time flies when you're having fun. I know. Joey, we almost pushed 2 hours again. What's that?
The store.
Oh, don't forget about the store. Scroll down to the bottom below this video. Hey, and go to the store. Another thing, comment on these videos. Tell me what you like. If you like it, tell me you like it. If you don't like it, tell me you don't like it. If you want to see some different things, tell me what you want to see. Don't be afraid to comment. Please do. Please comment.
Yeah,
share
a story.
Share a story. If you've made money, if you hate me, you love Joey, you love life, whatever you want. I want people who are not subscribers to the software to see what my subscribers want to say. Yeah, so what you did see Joey's hand. You saw Joey's hand. How about that, Kirby? He put a wave in there. All right, so folks, thank you for being here. Comment, like, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Put some comments. I want to see some comments, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. I want to hear from you. With that, folks, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, peace.